I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready for war. Ready for action. We rolling?
Good.
Welcome to Subtle Impact TV. I am your host, Michelangelo, as you already know. And I got a very special guest today, per usual. Got my nigga Belrie in the building. What's
good with y'all, man? How everybody be doing today? Stumble right there. How's everybody doing today?
How's everybody feeling, man? I'm feeling great.
That's good too, man. I'm glad we made this happen.
Man, this was a long-awaited interview.
Back and forth.
A lot of back and forth, but you know what? Those typically make for the best interviews for me because this was more preparation than anything.
At least as long as we never set a date and it didn't happen.
You
feel me? Like this is the first time we set the date
and it
fell through.
Time and
the
everything.
Other times was just trying to set
up in the air.
Yeah. So at least
True.
First time of setting a date and stuff. It happened.
But I'm happy that I could come kick it with you. Honestly, I've heard a lot of good things. No, most definitely, bro. I mean, this is a mutual beneficial thing. Like it's not like one party gains more than the other. Like
mutual benefit, man. I don't think a lot of people understand. How important that is in the beginning.
And that's what we're gonna get into today because it's a lot of money. It is. That's the connections, the network, and all of that. Yeah. But with no further ado, I just I'm gonna kick it off. Some basic shit, and then we're gonna kind of get a little more specific as the interview goes on.
All right.
I do want to say for those who are first time watchers, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Go tell a friend to tell a friend. And yeah, we about to get this shit kicked off. So we're going to get to know a little bit more about the artist, Belrie, today, and the person, honestly. I want to get into it all. So, start off, like, where are you originally from?
So I was born in Allentown, Pennsylvania, Lehigh Valley Hospital. That's where I spent, most of my days. Mom's had us in a lot of activities, football.
Right.
Played for the Allentown A's.
Okay.
DYC, was it? Yeah. What's the thing? Is it DYC Dogs? Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Man, that was my first, my foundation, and I still hold it as my foundation, to this day. I still got my family out there, my brothers, my pops is out there, stuff like that. My grandmother was living out there, but we brought her out here to Maryland with us. But,
okay.
Yeah,
that's important, honestly. Like I think people who move around in their youth, it builds for like a better character, I think, because like you gotta learn to adapt.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was the main thing. See, as a youngin', I didn't see it. I was just mad we was moving.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was a kid, I was just mad. Like I don't want to go to Maryland. Like
right.
I'm
comfortable here.
People, all my people's out here. But now, where I'm at now, and I see that what I'm thriving to be. An artist,
right?
A business owner. I was like, hey. Shit, the more people the better, So I'm like,
networking, bro.
I'm already glad to have, DMV, Maryland, and all that, and Pennsylvania in my pocket, and I'm still working on getting them, fully in my pocket. You got to get engaged.
Bigger network,
exactly.
The more your fan base can, like that's the thing. You take the fan base from back home, and then you basically combine it with the people that you met here, and it just expands from there. Because everybody knows somebody, you know what I mean? It's
everybody, You to be honest, man. Couple years ago, man, Allentown, Pennsylvania wasn't even on the map, bro. You feel me? Now we having events out there. You feel me? I think Kevin Hart's been out there before.
That's dope.
They got I think they had a WWE match out there.
Okay.
So
that's
like,
a big ass market.
They bringing money to us. For a long time. It's been a small city. It's still a small city, but
right.
We got bloomers out there, man.
I love it.
We got bloomers everywhere, and I be trying to tell people that, man. They're like, man, it's the same everywhere, to be honest.
My thing is like, I love like cities like that because it's like I like when you can make it out of a place that no one else made it out of
or even heard of.
Yes, because it's like now that's like you, like they think of that, and it's like your name is attached to it forever.
Right. When I first moved out Maryland, everybody was, I'm from Baltimore, I'm from D.C.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got a lot. I could have easily started saying that simply because we transitioned at a young age, but I held on to both stances. You feel me? Like at the end of the day, It depends on where I'm at.
Right.
You feel me? If I'm in Maryland or I go more down south or something like that, I'm gonna tell people, all right, you're coming from the Maryland area. If I go up north,
Right.
I'm gonna tell you,
I agree with that.
Unless I want to break it down, but it don't matter. I'm gonna try to relate to whoever is
that audience.
Yeah, if I go up I go up to New York, all right,
right.
Allentown. At the end of the day,
right.
Neither statement is false, so.
Nah, I agree with that. I think you're from wherever you want to be, because most motherfuckers just claim the most poppin' city near them. To be honest.
Yeah, for sure. And I was never big on that. Like,
yeah,
I know plenty of Baltimore niggas. I know plenty of DC niggas.
Right.
And I respect the culture, and I definitely whatever anybody has to say, definitely have a say so on it. I've been around. That's all I'm gonna say. I've been around. I've been in that crowd.
That's important.
So yeah, it really don't matter,
So what you saying that though, like, since you've been around, how does your hometown, like Allentown, how does that kind of shape the person and the artist that you are currently?
So if anybody ever been to Allentown, it's like it looks nothing like Howard County. It looks nothing like Maryland. It looks nothing like, it's not a pretty city, especially when you get into the heart of it. That's why I say, same thing going on. Of course, other hoods and stuff like that can get worse and worse and worse. But in the same, you look around, bro, it's poverty.
Right.
You feel me? It's people struggling financially, mentally, stuff like that. So that's why I say it's the same. And I always felt like if people could understand that common ground of how we are related in that sense, we'd be able to get along a lot more.
Right.
But the shaping, I definitely got my more grittier side. From out there.
Allentown, right.
From out there. But definitely,
you need that,
I want to say out here, too, because you feel me, like...
Don't sleep,
though. Baltimore niggas, you feel me? Baltimore niggas are thorough, DC niggas is thorough, so I'm not, like, no shade or anything like that.
Right.
I just adapted, from both ends of the stick.
From both environments.
But
so, like...
I like the city, though.
You like the city?
That's one thing I put over...
It's a good vibe.
Allentown, over the DMV area. Is like, it's a lot of driving and shit around here.
For sure.
And well, Allentown, it's more anybody who ever been in the urban or just the hood area, you got that sense of community. Like everybody know everybody. You feel me? Like,
I never had that growing up in the suburbs. Like, you don't.
It ain't like that,
like,
man.
my
it ain't
friends
like that. That's
live
why I ain't
in
like
different
that.
counties.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I could have a friend that lives 30 minutes from me.
That's
One of my
what I mean.
best friends, like, you know what I mean? Like, lives an hour away from me.
Yeah,
but we went to the same high school.
That's one thing I didn't like about the Maryland area. Another thing is we ain't come from a lot. So when I moved to Maryland, I just felt the change of, like, so at least with being in Allentown, I was around other struggling people.
Right.
You feel me? I was around
Could
other
relate.
people. Exactly.
Right.
There wasn't no contest on, who had more money.
Who had more money.
Everybody broke.
That's what it is.
You
out
feel me?
here.
Like, yeah, everybody was, on the same page.
Right.
Families is da.
Struggling.
They doing their own thing.
Right.
You come out here in the DMV area, it's so mixed as far as classism and stuff like that.
It is.
That I don't know. You gotta find your crowd and and pick them. But I didn't like that, because that's why we still having the problem of out here coming together as is.
Oh, for sure, bro.
Because people come from different backgrounds and don't know how to integrate or
bro, out here it's like you touched on it perfectly. Like, out here it's a crab and barrel mentality.
Yeah,
like,
who
I'm
everybody trying to get to the top,
and I don't give a fuck about what you got going on.
Exactly.
So it's definitely different out here. But I will say, being out here, you get the taste for success out here. Out here.
That's the best thing about it.
It just, you feel it, and you damn, that's attainable.
Right. Exactly. You see it. You see it, but it could also, when you first come out, it could also hurt, because you see it, but you know how far you might be away from it. Yeah, you're not touching it. Like, so it could really, like you feel me, coming up, me and my brother and shit, we share clothes. We ain't had a freshest fits or anything like that, and even what I did have, I made my best to look like we had. You feel me? I go to school. I'll make
fake it till you make it.
I make you think I had a whole bunch of clothes in my closet, but that wasn't really the case. But I just didn't. And even of course, as you get older, then it's just anywhere. It doesn't matter where you at, hood, urban or suburban. People coming at you. Where your clothes at, where your shoes at.
They're gonna try you. Yeah, for sure.
But in the beginning, it was definitely different. But Yeah.
So what do you think? Like, okay, so like I want to kind of switch it up and go into like what was your turning point in your childhood / adolescence that kind of helped you like get through and focus on music? Cause like where did that inspiration come from?
A series of events. You get that last straw that makes you look at like look back at your whole life. I was like, oh, that's why this happened. That's why this happened. So you just gotta. I say through our whole lives, we get a series of signs.
For sure.
You don't always catch on to them.
Right.
It's always one that's gonna hit harder than the other.
Right.
And then you're gonna be like, damn, this did happen, that did happen. Oh shit. You're gonna realize.
Oh, I think that's the.
Yeah, that was the thing. That was the thing.
It's all
but
good.
You're gonna pay attention more. My biggest turnaround was when I had got out of jail.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was my biggest joint. Bro, I just realized, man, I fuck with the streets. I got love for niggas and shit like that, bro.
Right.
But when you take some time to sit back and analyze and see the corruption in that whole thing itself, and how niggas could use you or try to influence you to do this and that
just
for
to
them
get ahead,
and shit like
just
that,
to get it, yep.
Or just make, or you ain't down, or you ain't this. It's the moment you start thinking for yourself is when you realize, like, all right, these niggas ain't really for me.
Right.
Because then when you start thinking for yourself, they don't even be around like that. So
exactly.
Like
that. So okay. So when you went to jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you start to see who was really in your corner and who actually gave a fuck about you as a person and how your family did, and like did that kind of just separated who was with you and who wasn't?
Oh yeah, for sure. When I went to jail, mind you, I'm not trying to, I was 16. I was charged as an adult.
Oof, that's rough.
Yeah, they had transferred me to the adult facility.
So you was with grown men.
I was a grown man.
Damn.
And I wasn't, to be honest. When I first got the news, I was like, "Fuck," you feel me? What 16-year-old wasn't on?
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Like what the fuck am I about to do? Like, oh my god.
But as I got settled in,
how long were you in, if you mind me asking?
About 7 months.
Okay. That's a long time for a 16-year-old.
It's a long time for a 16-year-old, right? And then you got some people say it's not a long time, but it's a long time when you on trial, when you.
You're right.
Because now that 7 months is 50, I'm getting out, or 50, I'm not getting out.
Ooh.
You feel me?
And that's on your mind. Yeah.
Exactly. The whole time.
Right.
There's no sense of, comfort or stable. I mean, comfort in jail, period. But I'm just saying, like, there's no sense of like, all right, I'm doing this 6-7 months, I'm gonna be home free.
It's a breeze.
My whole
right.
joint was, I'm waiting for my trial date, and the shit I was going up against, I ain't know if I was gonna come home or not.
Right.
And back to that, like you said, the sense of support and stuff like that, man. Only people that put money on my books was my mom and my brother.
Man, before you go any further, after something like that happens, do you now not even fuck with the niggas who did? Or do you look at it like, look, some of the people who couldn't even afford to put the money on my books, or some of the people who just felt like emotionally detached from me at that moment, like they couldn't reach out, like they didn't know what to do you hold that against them, or do you come out and be like, you know what, fuck everybody, I'm only rocking with my family at this point?
You can, and then, that could be a selfish side of it, and you can also look at, it's not their fault I'm in here.
Exactly. You got to take some accountability.
Exactly, take some accountability. You could expect more, but expectations, will leave you hurt too.
Oh my God. That's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, you could expect more, but to be honest, man, there's a few people I was rocking with. A lot of people got cut off. There's a few people I was rocking with. Like I said, a lot of people got cut off, and then yeah, man, I don't know, like, and this goes back to, like, my Allentown side and stuff like that. I felt like if I was more so like in the city part, and I'm not, of course I wouldn't expect people from, because I caught my charge out in Maryland, but of course I wouldn't expect people from Pennsylvania to come all the way up. I wouldn't even want you to, like, support me from afar or whatever and stuff like that. But I don't know. I just feel like there's a difference. There's a difference in like urban and suburban areas. You know, like
For sure.
you feel me? My suburban friends might have done more, but I bet you my urban friends at least would have been, you know, make sure they was at the court dates,
Right.
or make sure they, you know, try to throw a little bit of money on my books and stuff like that. I bet you that would have happened because people coming from that type of community understand it a little bit more. You know, you see it more within that. You feel me? I don't know. A lot of people, yeah, man, like. Might have got like one friend who came to see me, and even then I organized that, you know.
Right, you had to took the initiative.
Yeah, to get him up there and stuff like that. So it's just
man. I will say this: I've never been in a situation that you've been in, but I will say I would love to see if I were in that situation who would actually put forth the effort to come do a lot of things for me. Because as the person I am, I feel like I take initiative with almost everything I do.
Right.
Like this shit doesn't happen unless I want it to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Definitely felt alone, bro.
Exactly.
You definitely gonna feel alone.
And there's times in life where I feel alone now. So it's like I wonder if I'm in a fucked up predicament, how much more alone can a nigga feel?
Right.
I
mean,
mean,
it's a wake up call. There was so many. Of course, ain't nothing good about going to jail, but there was so many blessings that came after that.
Oh, for sure. Like, everything happens for a reason, bro.
Yeah, just even like mental awakening and stuff like that, and thinking and processing, you know, life differently and stuff like that. So that was the best thing I got from that. I was able to, you know.
So that was definitely like the turning point.
Yeah, I got to mature on another level at a younger age than most.
So, what age are you when you get out? You're still 16 or you're 17?
I was still 16. I got like apprehended like middle of my almost the end of my junior year. I ain't come out to like that. I mean, my bad, sophomore year. I ain't come out to like middle of my junior year.
Okay, so where do you go from there?
Missed
like
the whole summer.
The whole summer. Niggas like, fuck, I waited all year for this shit.
Yeah,
you niggas gonna lock me up.
Summer.
So, okay, so from that point, like, you know, how do you turn that into music? Because I've listened to your shit, and I'm not a dick rider, baby. I don't pull nobody on here who isn't dope. I don't fuck with it.
Right.
Your shit is fire. You know what I mean?
Appreciate that, bro.
So my thing is with that is like, who inspires you musically to even get to that point? Because I actually hear a lot of resemblances in like artists.
Yeah, man.
I rock with.
I'm gonna give the first, you know, amount of credit to my moms for sure. You know.
Speaking, we'll get into that, but special to me is.
Right. Yeah, that's one of my.
It's like a dear mama joint, like you know what I mean.
But you know, that's another thing, you know, that upcoming when you're young, you know, plays a big part. It played a big part in my my background of what music I grew, you know, attentive to first, you know, and I grew up. My mom, you know, played a lot of Public Enemy, you know, just a lot of old school.
Where's your mom from?
Music. So my mom was my mom got a funny story too. My mom was born in Chicago.
Okay.
But she ended up after Chicago, it was down in Mississippi.
Ooh.
And then after Mississippi, I believe it was Allentown.
Okay.
Yeah, so my mom ended up at Allentown.
Bouncing all around, but that's cool.
Bouncing all around, yeah. But definitely. I still got my I got cousins out Mississippi.
Okay.
So yeah, that I took a trip out there before. That was love too. See how they living. So
it's different. It's definitely different down south, bro.
Man.
It is
we
different.
We talking about like the real dirty south.
No. It's different. It's not.
That joint. I was like, damn, this shit look just like the movies.
It has. They are still in the early 1900s down south in certain parts.
Really,
I swear to you.
Really.
I swear to you. I don't know how some black people live down there, bro.
And old school. Like, I
couldn't live down there.
It's too slow for me. That's why I said I like the city, but yeah, it's way too slow for me.
So your mom definitely inspired you to like do music, or just that might have been a subconscious.
What my mom told me, exactly. You know, it's crazy. You know, my mom wanted to do a lot of what I'm doing right now, but you know, of course, having kids, you know, slows that process up.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, she wanted to do a lot of what I'm doing right now. And, you know, it felt good, you know, to do it and actually take it further than where she had got, or just take the initiative steps and actually doing it. You know, a lot of people want to do stuff, but they don't start taking the steps. But she's played a big role, man. Soul music. I love soul music a lot. I listen to oldies.
I'm a
like
big oldie person, bro. And that's another thing. When I was listening to your project, you had a sample on there.
Mm-hmm.
The Time Project, and there was a sample, I believe, and I don't know what sample it was, but I'm an oldies person, so when I hear a good ass sample, I'm like, who the fuck is that?
Word, yeah, me too. That's how I be. Shazam, your friend.
Seriously, because the samples, like most people make hits in 2019. At this point, a lot of motherfuckers can't make a hit off an original beat. They got to take the sample and redo it and make a hit, and that's
Right.
for the simple fact that the old shit is the reason why niggas are here right now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like you gotta appreciate. You gotta appreciate who came before you. They paved the way.
I always make sure I do that. You know, respect is a big thing in my life.
Huge.
I like that, and I see no reason in disrespecting nobody, you know, who hasn't disrespected me, unless it's called for. But yeah, our generation, you know, has, you know,
just
doesn't have
lacks a lot of it.
Yeah. Don't got a liking for that. It don't got nothing to do with dick riding or anything like that. It's
No. It's just pay homage.
Exactly.
That's all. It's funny, before you even brought up Jay, I didn't know that about you. I was gonna ask you, do you feel like losing everything in order to appreciate one thing applies to you? And I feel like, I mean, since you've been in the job, I mean, maybe you might even feel like...
Shit, yeah, man. When sometimes when I used to get transported to court, bro, just the feeling of being able to touch grass.
Wow.
Felt good, bro.
So many people say that on like documentaries or like just shows, and I don't know what that even means. Like you know, but when you have been taken away, like when your freedom has been taken away, you don't understand how much you appreciate the little things that you can just do on your own.
The little things, bro. There's water, bro. The water in there is trash, man. Like everything in jail is trash. Food is trash. When I first got in,
is it?
I ain't eat shit.
Oh no, I wouldn't.
But it took me a minute. I thought I was about to get up out of there, you know, quick fast. I'm like, man, this ain't nothing about to go home.
Yeah.
It ain't happen like that. So, you know,
I would have starved.
You got to eventually start eating.
Do you, not to cut you off, but is it like the picture that's painted on TV and stuff, is that how you would describe it? Or is that a bit exaggerated? And that's...
So, usually, all right, so probably think about prison.
Yes, because I know there's a difference between jail and prison.
Jail and
prison,
sure. Jail getting you prepared for it.
Yes, exactly.
You know, it's the jail's getting you prepared for prison. But I'm
it's
pretty
the prerequisite.
Sure exactly. But nah, like from definitely, I've definitely seen fights. I've been in a couple fights in there.
Oh man, they tried you.
You get a couple weirdos, bro. It's like,
oh man, that's just and that honestly though, that's not even a laughing matter. That's just a weird situation all together. And it's like, you know, you got to defend yourself.
But check this thing out. You might not be the only youngin in there charged as an adult. You feel me? There's a lot of corruption going on in the world,
that's
bro.
True.
So you might be fighting another nigga almost your age because he in there getting, you know, charged for some wild shit too.
Damn, man.
But I'm not gonna speak, like I said, I've never been to prison.
Right.
By the grace of God, you know, found not guilty. I beat that case. Never had to step foot into a prison.
God bless.
I mean, I done been, you know, tours before. Like back in the day, you know, my mom had us in this program called Mentoring Male Teens in the Hood.
Okay.
Mr. Miles, if you see this, what's up, man? But
shout out to you, bro.
Yeah, we took us on a tour one time, no prison. You feel me? Like, and that was before I got locked up, you know. And that goes to prove right there, like people could put shit in your front of your face all the time, you know, all the time. You don't want to do this, you're going to end up here.
Right.
You don't want to do this, you're going to end up here.
Right.
But really, people don't catch on until it happens. You feel me? Like, you're never going to listen until something really calms you down or sits you down. You're not going to really listen because it's not going to resonate. You think it ain't going to happen to you. And it's sure enough will happen to you for the very reason you think it won't happen to you.
That's so crazy. I say that all the time, but I think I've had a pretty solid head on my shoulder, so
yeah, man.
It
ain't no accomplishment, you know.
Right, exactly.
But it is accomplishment to get out that situation and learn from it.
Oh, because you could easily go into that and leave the same person you were or worse.
Yep, exactly. Or worse, get out there, you know,
just be like, fuck
niggas
it.
hyping you up, you know,
Right.
It's cool, you know, you back home and shit like that, but don't let niggas gas you up, you know. Oh, my
Preach.
man's, you know, I didn't really care for that kind of attention.
It's not cool. It's not nothing to be glorified.
When you look around and just realize, man, you smarter than half the niggas you chilling with.
That's not. You want to. That's a great point, man. Anybody I surround myself with, I feel like brings value to my life. You know what I mean? Like, I'm learning something just from being around them.
Right.
I'm not just benefiting them. They helping me.
Yeah, exactly, and that's how it should be. You know, we should be learning from each other.
From each other, exactly.
And keep learning so we can keep
mutually
learning.
Beneficial.
Right. Yeah, man. But it's not crazy. It's not over dramatic like the movies play it out though.
I'm
not gonna say it like that. You really, you gotta, try. Either you talking too much, you trying to step on somebody's toes or something in there, and that's when really attention gets drawn to you.
What if you're too quiet though? What if you this?
I really feel like it's an energy thing, man. People feel that. People.
I think the energy that you probably feel in prison or jail is different. Like I think everything is energy driven. Whereas like when you out here in the world, like motherfuckers are so blinded by everything. Like you don't even feel energy. You just go with the flow. But I think you're driven by energy in there.
Right. Some people will fuck with you just because they want to fuck with you. But you feel me? Most niggas, telling them my story, they know my age, like, and I stand behind this. Only cowards, bro. Like I still to this day don't understand how grown men, fuck with a young nigga, he might be charged with some wild shit, and you in there fucking with a little kid or some shit like that. Right. It shows how sick people is, bro.
Bro,
like,
people are nuts.
Fuck is wrong with you, bro? Like, I don't know. But at the end of the day, it wasn't about, I feel like I stood my ground, I learned a lot. I done talked to people who had life plus 25, fighting appeals. Talk to old heads who been in and out of prison, because sometimes you talking to people who might have been in prison half their life. They got locked up again. They back in the county, or some shit like that. So like I said, I got to talk to people. I got to see shit. I got to see where I didn't want to go.
Important. It's important.
It was a real experience, wake up call. But the whole time, if you like the crazy shit about it to me was like, universe was just really fucking with me, because like I told you, I never had a sense of comfort. I never had a sense of if I was going home or not. They really took me to the end, the top of the mountain.
To make you
top of the mountain.
Like, man, it's either gonna go left or right.
It's either I'm about to jump off.
Right.
Either, you feel me, my life about to be over, I'm about to jump off the cliff, or they're gonna allow me to
or a new beginning, right?
Yeah, they're gonna allow me to see, you feel me, come back down, and get my shit in order.
Right.
And that's what happened. But that was the best part about it, because
happy for you, man.
Yeah, man, I'm happy too, bro. And that was a big the reason why it was a big turnaround in my life, because it made me value it more. And you just gotta like, you feel me, like, universe helps you, helps you out sometimes and shit like that, bro. But like I said, like, I go back and do the same thing. I wouldn't even expect, to get, blessed or finesse out of a situation, because they helped me the first time, God and whoever else and stuff like that. I'm big on like ancestors and stuff like that.
Right.
People help me out, my past loved ones and stuff like that help me out the first time to get out a sticky situation. So you gotta make sure you're not back in it again, or it ain't no help. You feel me?
That's true.
It's just, it's done. You gonna.
Right,
whatever
you only
happens,
get so many chances, bro.
I only get so many chances for real.
So as
keep doing that.
It's all good, bro. As an upcoming artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the obstacles you think you faced, and what are the biggest takeaways from that journey? Because I know, I'm not an artist by no means, but I work directly close with a lot of up and coming artists in the brand that I support, and I see what they go through, because I know when somebody got some dope shit, and I see somebody who's more mainstream than them, and they getting a lot more, of the shine, of the highlight, and sometimes it's not about that, but I understand how frustrating that is. Like, I know we got a dope ass podcast, but I know we not popping right now, like to the masses, but we building a catalog. Don't play with us.
That's what I really feel like, like they say, never compare your life. Some people wake up, they 20, they 19, and they're entered into success. Just like that.
That's what's meant for them. That's just meant for them.
That's how it happened. Well, people gotta realize there's pros and cons to that.
Right?
Getting success too young at a young age, you're not really. You don't know nothing about money. There's a lot of, you don't know nothing about
all the time, bro. I don't think God will give me certain situations because He knows what I'll do with them.
Right.
So once He realizes and I realize what I'll do and how I'll make the most out of it, here you go. And He'll put me in that position.
Exactly. And you just got to start seeing the pros and benefits in your situation. You feel me? Like I've been rapping and stuff like that, and for a long time. You know,
Right.
back in the day, you know, I glorified the rap industry. And you know, I always wanted that shit so bad, but now look, I'm like, I'm 23 right now. I'm like, damn, you know, I'm glad I ain't make it when I was 16. I'm glad I
Right.
ain't make it when I was 17, man. I would have got fucked over.
I had no business.
No,
being,
yeah, no,
right,
being, I
right.
would have got
Yep.
fucked over.
I
I would
agree.
have been hooked on drugs or something like that. You know, like you see where you grow, where you that time that you know life is giving you to mentally grow. You don't got to worry about that stuff now. I'm pretty sure there would have been things I would have done in the industry back then
That you would.
that I'm not doing right now.
Yep.
And like you said, bro, I'm not no big superstar right now.
Yeah.
I'm working towards that. I'm working towards that. I'm working towards that opportunity.
Stay humble. Stay down.
I'm more and more prepared for it than I was back then.
Yep.
You know, I feel like a lot of artists come out the gate. I get it, because I did the same thing. We come out the gate and we want some overnight shit. We want to get signed.
Instant gratification, bro. That's all it is.
We want to get signed. And it's like, yo, there's no fun in that. Where the story at?
Where's the journey? I was just talking to my man about this before we got here. Shout out to Harris. You know, JPEG's always behind the scenes, baby. But I was telling him, like, taking a plane is just like what you just said. Like, there's no story in, like, just getting on a plane and getting to your destination, right? Yeah. You drive from here to California, bro. You have the biggest story, like you have the longest fucking journey and stuff. You take a plane from here to California, you there, and it's like, oh, okay, like
that's a good analogy.
You know what I mean? Like it's no fucking like, there's no steps, there's no evolution. Like it was just instant.
It's the money and
and that's what people look like. We got YouTube right now, so YouTube's popping. You see 18-year-olds making 500,000 a year.
Right.
You're like, oh my God, I'm in high school. What am I doing? But you gotta understand
like,
that, like you said, that's not for you. You know, that person woke up and God had a plan for them.
And 9 times out of 10, it's not.
It's really not what you think. No, it's not. It's not. It looks a lot like you said. You made it look better than what it was when you was in your situation. That's all people do.
Exactly.
We're good at, like, listen, black people are great at making a situation look better than what it really is, and that's a talent, first of all. But secondly, it's okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
that's what people gotta understand. You gotta learn to accept where you are.
Just accept it, bro. Just accept it. Be okay. Be content a little bit. Don't be complacent. Be content.
Right.
It's a difference.
Right.
And that's what I try to preach. And you know, I just think at the end of the day, man, we all gonna face obstacles, but it's a part of the process, and you're gonna be able to go and sit on somebody's interview and talk about your whole journey, as opposed to being like, yeah, man, like I just put my shit on SoundCloud and like that shit just blew up. Oh, okay, all right, bet, next interview. Like
that's whack, man. And at the end of the day, that leaves you with nothing to talk about. I realize, man, there's sometimes I don't even be rapping. I don't even write and be like, cause really, I like writing and shit about what I'm doing or what I've done.
Right.
So it's like I realized, like, yo, if you're not doing nothing,
what the fuck is there to talk about?
And with the type of artist I am, if I'm not doing nothing, I got nothing to talk about. Facts. So I always gotta make sure I'm doing something, evolving in some type of way. So I got something to talk about. So I got something to give to people that's tangible, realistic, and it's real. You know,
so speaking of that, I want to pull up your music video, the excuses, and you put 2 in 1 basically.
Yeah,
excuses and see about it.
I'll tell you a funny story at the end of the joint though. Yeah.
All right, cool. So I wanted to pull this up, me personally, before I even knew about you. One of my best friends, Irie, shout out to that nigga, put me on to Belrie. He was like, man, this nigga's dope. Check this out. Me being the real nigga I am, I'm gonna go check this shit out. I'm gonna go see if the nigga's about something. So I checked the video out, and I'm really, really, really fucking with it. So we're gonna pull it up. We're gonna kind of just dissect it, talk about it, and go from there.
All right, so bad.
Cool. But I really fuck with this song. Before I even start the song,
appreciate that, man.
I really appreciate the song, and I just like
the
whole visual. You went back home for this, right?
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, definitely. I started there.